Now back to school season also means soup season. So today I'm sharing with you 20 of my top Instant Pot soup recipes. I hope you guys are ready for this. Let's just jump right in. I'm gonna start by cutting up half of an onion. Now, if you choose to use a whole onion, that's totally fine. I love onions, so the recipe calls for half, but I'm gonna use a whole onion. Next, I have 5 celery stalks, and you're just gonna cut them up into thin pieces. If you want your celery thick, you can, but I like it thin, so my kids really can't tell that it's there. Next, I'm chopping up some carrots. Now, I used a 1-pound bag of carrots. I'm just chopping up into bite-sized pieces. You can also use about 5 normal carrots, chopping them up. Now, on top of that, I'm adding about 3 cloves of garlic or 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. Now, the rice that I like to use is a wild rice blend. You can use just straight wild rice if you like. So we're gonna add 1 cup of wild rice. And as you can see, I did not rinse this rice and it was still just fine. Now you're gonna add 4 cups of broth. So I'm using chicken broth. You can also use vegetable broth if you want it to be vegetarian. Now it's time for the seasoning. So I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of poultry seasoning. Now you can find poultry seasoning at almost any grocery store. I found mine at Walmart. So you're gonna get a teaspoon and just dump it right on top. Next, you're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, I'm just using table salt. If you have other salts you like, that works great too. Just, you need to add a little bit of salt or it won't have a lot of flavor. And the very last ingredient is mushrooms. Now, if you don't like mushrooms, you don't have to add them, but I love mushrooms. So you're gonna put your lid on, make sure that your little knob is turned to sealing. Then you're gonna push the pressure cook button or the manual button, and you're gonna go up to 45 minutes. Because it's wild rice, it takes a while for it to cook. Now when it's done, I switch the knob over for a quick release. Once all the pressure is out, you can go ahead and take the lid off, and your soup is gonna smell delicious, but you're not done yet. You need to make it a creamy soup. So on my stovetop, I'm gonna take a pan on medium-high heat and add 6 tablespoons of butter, let it melt a little bit, then add half a cup of flour. And you're just gonna mix that around until everything becomes nice and smooth. Now you're gently going to pour in your milk, mix as you pour, so it will become nice and smooth. The goal is not to have it chunky. Now once it's all smooth, you can go ahead and pour that right into your Instant Pot. Now I just took a whisk and slowly started mixing that in. If you do have some chunks of flour, that's okay. It will be smoothed out as you whisk in your Instant Pot. Now once you're done, you just pour it into individual bowls, and I like to serve mine with a side salad and then also a delicious French bread on the side that they can dip into.